Hello, it is wintering really hard out there. There's a lot of rain around, it's cold. The Bureau of Meteorology tells me it feels like it's 1 degree out there at the moment, and I believe it. There's a lot of rain, a little bit of hail. There was a hail smattering went through before, and I think most of that smattering hit me in the head because I was outside with the chickens. So I thought I would do this video inside where I'm less likely, it's not impossible, it's an old house, but I'm less likely to be hailed on inside. Now, I thought I didn't have much to talk about this week, but there's quite a lot of stuff in front of me, so this might be longer than I was expecting. Make a cup of tea would be my suggestion. So, this came off the loom yesterday. Should have come off last week, I just didn't get around to finishing it. It's not wet finished. I haven't twisted the fringes. I am going to twist these fringes because this is quite a lightweight yarn, and if you have a light yarn like this, the fringes can be a little bit unruly. So, just to make them sit still and behave a bit, I'm going to twist them, which will give them a bit of weight. It's a bit stiff, but I think that that's going to fix itself when I wet finish. I'm really pleased with it, and I've got it caught on the little loom. Just a second, always professional. So I'll show you the length. So it will have a wash. I don't know how much shrinkage I'm going to get. I think it's mostly cotton from memory. There's a little bit of linen in there as well. And there was something else, but I can't remember what. So this should have a little bit of shrinkage. It should close up a little bit, and it should hopefully soften because, as I said, it's a bit stiff. Now, this was going to use up this yarn, which is new, and I'm working from stash at the moment, but then I bought new yarn and put it in the stash, which means I was still technically working from stash. I didn't use two. I used one ball for this whole thing. So I've got another ball of this sitting around waiting for me to find something to do with it, which of course I will find something to do with it. Really like the colour gradients, really like how the colours are shifting, and hopefully it will be nice and soft and drapey once it's... I'm doing that, it's completely out of shot. Hopefully it will be nice and soft and drapey when it's had its wet finish. So on the little loom, I do have something quite fresh. I warped it up last night and then started weaving it today. And this is a proper stash buster. This is not yarn that I have recently purchased for that loophole. So I'll put that down there. So the yarn that I bought last year to make the Bohemian cardigan, the Rocker Little Sweater, I overbought considerably. I think I ended up needing 4 balls of that, and I had purchased 8 just to make sure that I wasn't waiting for yarn at any point. So I've got quite a lot of Hobie Silly Socks left, and I want to get it out of my stash. So this is not quite a rainbow because it doesn't have a true red. The orange nearly makes it to red, but it doesn't quite get there. So it's a fake rainbow. And I find with yarns that are a rainbow gradient like this, they usually leave off either the purple or the red. So it's not really a rainbow, but it's close enough. So I've matched that with some black cotton that I found in the depths of the stash. Let me just organise myself slightly. Here we go. Fresh on the loom, and that is what I have come up with. So the black cotton just literally rolled out of the stash when I pulled something else out, and I thought, oh, I've got quite a lot of that. I'll match that with a rainbow. Black with rainbow colours always looks quite good because if you use a black base or a black warp or even a black weft on a rainbow warp, the weft is the side-to-side bit, the black makes the colours look brighter. If you want to tone your colours down, use a white or a cream. If you want to make those colours nice and bright and popping, black or dark grey. So the colours are looking really good on that. This rainbow band here for visual interest, and then this little black band over here at the edge is because I realised, for once I did a little bit of forward thinking, and I don't often. Like this was not planned before it went on the loom. That's why it's off centre. And I've got the shuttle on the wrong side for ease, but there we go. So I put this in, and that was just going to be like the edge. That was just going to be like a little feature on the edge. And I realised that this has got stretch and the cotton hasn't. Sock yarns tend to have a bit of stretch because that makes good socks. And I knew that if I had that on the edge, by the time I got to about here, I would be swearing at myself for not realising that the tension was going to be a bit of a problem. So this little band of black here is just to keep the tension on this side equal to this side, and then this rainbow band can do whatever it wants to do, it's fine. You might be able to see my fell line, which is the line across the top here, goes straight across and then dips a little bit. This yarn is just behaving differently to the cotton. It's fine, we'll find out what happens when it comes off the loom. I'm so far happy with it, it's weaving up nicely. I wanted to weave through till the start of a colour change to show you what I mean when I didn't say the thing that I was going to say to demonstrate. So let me say the thing. So the thing that I liked about this yarn, just bear with me, I'm going to get to the other point in a second. The reason I wanted this yarn for that cardigan is because of the way the colours change. So instead of being a soft fade from the orange to the yellow comes in a patch, and then it's more orange, and then the yellow patch, and then the yellow patches slowly get bigger, the orange patches get smaller, and it just sort of shifts through the colours that way without an actual gradient. And I thought that would work well for the cardigan, which it did, and I thought it might work well for weaving, which it does, which is good because I've got a lot of this yarn. I might use it as a warp actually next time. I'm jumping ahead. Finish this before you plan your next 6 projects. So this is going to take me a little while, perhaps the hem stitching just there. So I'm not very far into it. I'm hoping to finish on the purple. I'm hoping that I will remember to get the other end on the purple so it looks like a deliberate spectrum. But I don't know that I'll remember to do that. So that's what's on the little loom. It is off center because I didn't plan it. Off center doesn't really matter on this little tiny loom. It matters more on the big loom. Because if you have something that's really off-center, you will find that your fell line, which is, as I said, the top line here, goes a bit diagonal because the amount of pressure when you're beating, which is just that, varies too much if it's off-center. So try and keep your stuff centered, but it doesn't really matter on a little loom like this. So there's nothing on the big loom currently because I am sewing on the sewing table, and we're going to move on to sewing now. So a friend of mine contacted me and said that she needs 12 Morsbags, but she wants them with longer handles. And I said, absolutely, not a problem. I sometimes make them with longer handles, and realised that I only had about 2 in stock with long handles. So it was a case of start processing all that fabric you've got sitting there. So I've got a few in with me. This is not all the ones I've made this week, but it's a little sample. It's a little sampler. Here's a little sampler. So this one's just got the standard handle. This is from my aunt's stash. I am still working through the fabric from my aunt's stash. I have worked through the last of it. I've sorted the last of it and washed it and processed it. I've cut it up into bags. Some of that fabric became clothes. Some of it is pending. I'm deciding if I'm going to make clothes or bags. It'll probably be bags, but I'm thinking about it first. So that's just a nice little navy stripe with some gold detailing. Did I pick one up with a long handle? No, I didn't. Hang on. Here we go. This one's got a longer handle. So these fabrics, which there's the bag, and then there's the longer handle. So the longer handle works, basically you can just hang it over your shoulder. I'm displaying that well. I should have gone into modelling really, which is good if you're just buying a few bits and you just want to sling it over your shoulder, and that's why my friend wanted the longer handles. This fabric I bought 15, 20 years ago, and it has just been sitting in the stash since then. I keep losing it and then finding it. And the initial plan was to make a dress out of it, but it is so busy, I don't think that I would have worn a dress that I made out of it because it's just a lot going on visually. And also I would have had to do things like pattern matching, and I don't really do that if I can avoid it. I think I've done it deliberately once. So that's just been kicking around in the stash. It was time for it to go. So this is one of the longer handled ones. And I've got this. This is more of my aunt's fabric. This was actually, I put this aside to make a pair of trousers out of, nice summer trousers. There wasn't quite enough to do that. So it's bags with a old doona cover handle. And then this one is an old doona cover, which I quite like the black hearts, and I'm holding it up so well. Didn't I say I should go into modelling? If they ever reboot The Price is Right, I think I'm a shoo-in for that. So that's a few of the bags that I've made this week. I've got lots more cut out, all over my ironing board as it happens, and so I'll get those sewn up and get those 12 prepared for my friend. Now, last but not least, I think that's last, yes, last but not least, the cross stitch. So when I showed it to you last week, it looked like this. Is it finished? Give me a drum roll. The answer is no, nearly, so close. I've only just got a little tiny amount to do there. So I've just got to fill in, just got to fill in this up here, and then the petals I haven't filled in either. And then it's done. It will be done for next week. Next week I will hold this up and it will be done after 10 years. So I'm at the point now where I don't need the chart because I've only got the 2 colours left to do. I've got the lighter brown. You can see the lighter brown there. All of this white will be that lighter brown, and then the white for the petals, which you might be able to see with the shadows. There's just a big empty petal just there, and then it will be done. And I'm just going to have a quick look at this under the light, because I just want to check something. No, okay, it is black. I've been wondering if this is black or dark brown. It is black. So this is very nearly, and I found the frame that I bought for it, which I was about to use for something else today, but it's not quite big enough. So I do still have a frame for this. So maybe next week it might even be framed. I'm not promising that. It will be finished though. So that is so close to the end, and I have to show you the state of the chart. It's a good thing I don't need the chart anymore, because this poor chart, there's a hole in it there. Like, all of the folds and the joins are all ripped and torn and worn out. And there's a bit, I don't want to show you too much of the chart. I think this kit is still in production. I should look it up and put it in the description. If I haven't done that, please do remind me. But there's a bit on the chart where I had to, I'm just going to fold this because it really doesn't matter anymore. It cannot get any, it's so floppy. It can't get any worse. And I don't know that this is going to show up very well. But there's a little bit on the chart just in there, focus, thank you, where I've just gone in and made it up because the symbols wore off. It's a slightly glossy paper, which was definitely a choice. And you can see, because I like to mark off as I go, all of the different pens I've used over the years, because I've sat down to do this again and haven't been able to find the pen I used 4 years ago, the last time I picked it up. So this poor little chart is soon to be retired. One of the interesting things about this chart is in the thread key, in the thread symbol key, there's a thread symbol here that is number 1, a little number 1 in the square. The colour for that is number 2. And then for the number 5, which is actually that dark brown that I'm filling in, there's a little 5 in that square. That's not number 5, that's number 11. A little bit confusing. I've mastered it. It took me a long time. So I just wanted to, and look at the back, all the text has bled through and everything. It's so sad. I am not a digital charts person. I understand that a lot of people are digital charts people, but I'm definitely not a digital charts person. But I think if this is going to be the state of my charts going forward, perhaps it might be time to convert. Anyway, that is all I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your week. Oh, I've just spotted, actually. Hang on. Bear with me. So I've still got some of that black cotton left that I have on the little loom. And I was thinking I should really just use that up. I'm trying to decrease the stash. I was going to say I'm genuinely not buying yarn anymore, but I did buy yarn on Monday. I was at Spotlight for something else and they had a special, and there was the glow-in-the-dark yarn, which I thought might be fun. I only bought 2 balls, barely counts. Anyway, this might be good on the black cotton, so that might be the next thing on the little loom. I don't know. But I should start getting stuff out of my stash. Anyway, that's a problem for me. That's not your problem. My stash, not your problem. You take care of yourself, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.